Ironwood Games. This is Andrew. Welcome back to once again to our Kaldheim draft that we are uh, probably doing about as good as we thought we would do based on the deck. The fact that I don't think we really have win conditions other than play big creatures, um, and we don't necessarily have a ton of those or a ton of ways to ramp into them. So it's play a solid ground game and hope our opponent doesn't have a better plan, um, is what it's been. So let's jump in. We're at 2 losses, 1 win. As always, I'd love to get, a third win before we get our third loss. Of course, the dream is to get to 7 wins. I don't see that happening with this deck. Doesn't mean we're not going to try. So let's get into the next one. See what we can do. Maybe we can even this out. End up here at 2-2. But we'll see. I'm going to be optimistic. We're going to play a good game. We're not going to make any mistakes. We're going to try not to, at least. And then we're going to see where that takes us. So this is an interesting hand. Couple of 3s. Doesn't have an early game. My opponent's going first. I'm on the draw. The Spirit is interesting, but he's going to be a 0-4. He does let me search out a snowland. So of course I guess he'll be a 1-4. My opponent's taken 1 mulligan and may take another. Again, the Horizon Seeker is interesting. I think these are fine. I'm going to keep this. The Snakeskin Veil trick does it. We'll trust our draws. And try and make it from there. There's always the chance we draw poorly, and if we do, we do. I'm not going to complain about that. I'm not going to like it, but I won't complain about it. Alright, looks like we've got another blue-green player here. He's got a turn 2 pickaxe. That's interesting, and can definitely let him ramp. If that goes unchecked. But I think... Well, or rather, I know I'm not really too worried about it. Given the couple of 3s that we have, the 4 that we know we can play, and drawing this Lindworm. Means we've got some longer term play here. Pyre of Heroes. Sacrifice a creature, search your library for a creature card that shares a creature type with the sacrificed creature and has converted mana cost equal to 1 plus that creature's converted mana cost. That's interesting. Depending on his deck, that could potentially be problematic. I'm gonna play the Horizon Seeker because I can Boast and Elvish Warmaster next turn. And if he wants to equip and work on a trade rather than piring or doing his whatever his deck's doing here, that's fine. I'm not trading this for a trick. I will take 1 damage. So a Snakeskin Veil or something else. He may have just been wanting to sack it for this Warmaster, which is a good card. In and of itself. This is interesting. I think what we're going to do going to attack. I'm going to offer this trade. If he... Yeah. Ends up off of this going, you know, very, very wide, giving us trouble. I don't know that we can do anything about that, because if we Broken Wings the Pyre and he just plays Elves, this guy stays anyways. Broken Wings, the Gold Vein pick doesn't seem to make sense. My thought at this point is that he's running low on cards. I'll take the 3 to be able to trade and deal 5. He can have the treasure. Looking at 5 on next turn. That's going to be some good stuff. Means we can play some different things out here. Okay. So, sure, he's got these guys on this. I think the correct play is... So I'm potentially taking 6 on the crackback, but I'm going to put creatures down, depending on what we have. So we're going to attack with everybody. Yeah, I don't mind whatever he's got here. If he just wants to take them, that's fine. So if we spend 2, we'll still have 3 to play the Recluse, or the Broken Wings. Which can definitely, he can grow on this. They have to share a creature type. Otherwise we can play 5 and do that. Yeah, I think we just need to guarantee our land drops. And so it's worth maximizing what we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We play the island next turn. We can play Ravenous Lindworm and put a stop to whatever shenanigans he's got. If I play Spirit of the Alderguard, we can get our other Snow Forest. So I don't want to get another Snow Forest off of Horizon Seeker. Am I willing to take the trick on this guy? If I'm willing to take the trick on this guy, then I'm willing to take the trick on this guy, and this guy is more problematic, I think. And instead, if his plan is to, yeah, sacrifice something or do something, that's fine. Again, we're still looking at Lindworm next turn, or Spirit. Spend 2 on Horizon Seeker, play an island, and then play Spirit, get another land, and then go on. We've got options. We've got many options. The other option here, interestingly, is to just put all of our play island. I think we're gonna do that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna keep a green open for the Snakeskin Veil if we need it. This holds back some blockers. Also gives us a justification for not attacking into this for a trade. If we're not going to fetch a land, there's no point to go into a trade. And again, he's on 2 cards. We're here on 5. Yeah, this Pyre of Heroes is obnoxious. But he hasn't used it on a bunch of things. I don't know in a limited build that you can have a lot to do with sequencing of this. And it's a lot of kind of things to remember in your deck too. Not that he can't have it, you know, documented and written down and know what he's going into. That was the big one that I was worried about him sacking, was the Elf Warrior. And it's another Elvish Warmaster? No. I don't know what he got. Yes. He did get another... Oh, he got a Morite of the Frost Shapeshifter as... Okay, so let's say, because that didn't make any sense. Okay, so he's definitely trying to go wide. That's fine. We're gonna go, I think, in both directions. We're gonna go wide. And we're gonna go tall-ish. He does have a Foretell card. He's in green-blue, so I expect it to be either fight or draw or no attacks. I think we're in a fine spot to just wait him out, give the Avalanche Caller to go wider, get a couple of these, or get our Frost Peak Yeti on board. Yeah, so it's Glimpse the Cosmos. Oh, that's not his Foretell. Look at the top 3, put one of them in your hand and the rest in the bottom of your library. Okay, and then as long as you control a giant, you can do this thing, which I don't think he has. Oh, it is a changeling, so he does technically control a giant, and he can exile it. Sure, he can have this Death Touch guy that's not gonna bother me. Sure. Yeah, resolve all. We go nice and wide here. Okay, so now we have another land. So I can Ravenous Lindworm if I want. I kind of want to Spirit, so I can fetch out well, let's get this Snowland, and then have both Broken Wings and Snakeskin Veil up, along with Icehide Troll, Avalanche Caller and the Giant's Amulet. Abilities, this guy's a 4/4. Amethyst 4/5. I wonder if it's worth... Yeah, he's out of... mana. If he wants to throw 5 guys in front of this, I mean, I'll take 4 of them out. If he just wants to jump with 1, that's fine too. Really, it might even be preferable here where I'm trying to go wide. Sure, cast it again. Well, you can, that's fine. That does let him now block with the Giant without losing his extra thing. Sure, we'll resolve all of these. And he gets a counter. So he's definitely going wide on us. I'll be interested if he starts attacking with Finn, just because it's the death touch. I mean, I'm not going to put up with that nonsense. We're going to take him out because we're not going to just take poison damage and do nothing about it and say, oh, that's fine. This is interesting. I only have the 1 creature right now. So we'll play the land we have. I think we're going to play the Warden out, though, so we can have the ability to use its ability on future turns. And, again, at the same time, we still have... oh, yeah, we also get to go a little wide. We still have, like I said, those 3 options available. Here... Now, we do have a 3/5. We do have some other things. If he blocks here with that... Yeah, let's do it again. If he was willing to chump last time, maybe he chumps again here. Or he's more interested in trading or doing something else. I'm fine if he wants to keep chumping. I think... yeah, I think if we're going to do that, we'll just take out his creature. If he's got a trick here or something to do on that foretell card with it, sure. I don't care. Yeah, resolve. Yeah. Whoop-de-doo. Because that card easily could have been a game-winning card, right? Some way to kill us without us suspecting on a future turn. So that's fine. We trade trick for trick. We lost a token creature. I'm not worried about that. And yeah, that definitely is interesting. a very I don't know, interesting engine here. Getting all these War Masters and these Elves. I don't know that I am super concerned, because what I'm looking for is Frosty Yeti, and here it is. With only having one, I can do this effect next turn. Otherwise, it's a 4-turn clock. Again, because he can just chump, I don't care about attacking into it. He's got plenty of big things. If I... Yeah, this is sorcery speed. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can have as many elves as you want, because you've got to start coming in with it is the problem. Like, I'm gonna do my best to block them. So anyways, as I was saying, so we put the counters on him next time. That's 5. He goes down to 7. We'll probably attack in with one other creature to bluff, if you will. Yeah, I don't know what we're going for here on his thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because I need 7 for this to threaten this, and I need 2 here. But I need 3 for this. So we're going to do this. So hit 1. Then we're going to go here. Activate his ability. Then we go to combat. And the question is, does he have is he wide enough to kill me? I don't know. I'll let him worry about that. Broken Wings probably kills the Bloodline Predator. We're going to play the Forest. Since we're not playing anything else, we might as well have lands. This lets us turn on a snow-covered land to block as well. Or play the Broken Wings, or activate Icehide Troll, block, activate Icehide Troll. Oh, he's gonna Death Touch and this guy. Okay, I see what his plan is. That's silly, but it works. Yeah, it's unfortunate, because he just has to hit us with 5 now. he's worried about losing creatures. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 7. Yeah. Block 6, 6, 7, 8, 9. Leaves just too many things unblocked, unfortunately. So let's kill that. And then we'll choose blockers. Yeah, and I don't think we have enough to keep us alive. I think we still take too much. We end up with 16 poison counters. So yeah, Finn and these guys, I didn't realize is a stupid combo. So he's got an interesting engine on his deck. That was interesting. We wouldn't have won if we hadn't attacked or left this up. We still would have had way too much damage on top of poison damage. With that, getting 4 more life off of that worm. Yeah, I don't know. This may have been lost from the beginning. Despite that, we may have had some better plays somewhere that we needed to make. Tell me what you think. Leave the comments. And yeah, let me know. This War Master that we first picked, it didn't really do much in our deck. Turns out that it is a good card. It's definitely a game winner and a finisher with this Pyre and then your couple of copies. So the Mirror Lake can definitely be good with that guy. So Mirror Lake, I think, is better than I've given it credit for. And Finn, I can see where he's combos, I mean, stupidly with that. But at the same time, you didn't need it. Like to deal that much damage off of these elves, because they all got the +2/+2, was enough to kill me anyways. Right, take me down to -11. So, I don't know. Frostpeak Yetis are good, particularly if you're in snow. They've been a powerhouse to me in these matches, at least. I want to go look at the deck real quick again and consider some of the cards we saw and my thoughts on them. And then, of course, if you guys have different thoughts or want to say something different or tell me why I'm wrong, please feel free to do so. So an interesting trick, we didn't get to use it a ton, I'm not sure. The amulet was interesting, definitely good as a 5-drop. Avalanche Caller was, I think, a fine card when we did it. Depart the Realm we never got to cast. Oops, I didn't want to send it up there. I wanted to bring it over here as cards I want to keep my eye on for future times. Pilfering Hawk was okay. We made the one mistake with it. War Master was really good. Gladewalker's okay. Sculptor of Winter never let us ramp, but I think it's still a good card. It's a snow creature. It lets you ramp or play something. We did have a couple of turns where we could do some more things than we had mana for. 3 Seasons, I was definitely not impressed with it. It kind of met my expectation of what I thought it would be. I would give it another try or like to see it somewhere else. Uh, Broken Wings is expensive, but it's one of those, it does have enough utility that I think it's worth the cost. I don't mind having one in my deck. If you're playing 3-game matches, definitely want one at least in your sideboard. Recluse is fine. Horizon Seeker I really like. Works with trying to ramp, or not really ramp, but make sure you're hitting your mana drops to get, to your bigger things. Icehide Troll was fine. Raider's Carve, I think, is fine. I didn't get to use it in a way that was like impressive, but that's because we whiffed when we got to attack with it. When I used it to defend, getting to turn a 3x into a 4/4 is decent. Behold the Multiverse is okay. It draws you deeper into the deck. I don't know if it was good in this one. Frostpeak Yeti, I think this was my MVP. I still think he did the most for me, the most often. Like, this was the card we were able to get damage in other ways, and this was the card I was always kind of looking for. And or Pilfering Hawk, just because, I mean, evasion is great. Didn't get to play Ignorunize, so we'll put that over in the keep an eye on it column. The Glade Warden was better than I thought it was. I kind of undervalued this in my first couple of events and things. It is a kind of a steep cost. The activate only at sorcery speed is a little restrictive, but a 4-mana 3/3 that lets you grow your evasion creatures, or your big creatures to outpace your opponent, definitely has its place. And I didn't mind it late game when it was, sure, I'll spend the mana, I don't have anything else to do, draw a 3-drop, and spend 3 mana on something else. Spirit of the Alder Guard I liked. I think it met my expectations. You get to draw the land off of it, so you help make your land drops, and it pretty quickly, if you have enough snow permanents, gets to be a 4/4 or a 5/4, which holds its ground really good. Any kind of bear that's bigger than a 2/2 is good. Grizzled Outrider was fine. I mean, it filled its slot. Rootless U was okay. Again, we might want to get a few more things and go heavier. The opponent that had a couple of Lindworms with it were really good. The Lindworm was a lot better than I thought. The Undersea Invader was about where I thought he was. As a 5/6, he can't compete with the 6/6s. And he comes in taps. So yeah, the flash is interesting, but I don't know why I care. Outside of some tribal things or getting, it trigger other stuff, I can keep my mana up for other options, but it's at 6 mana. It's one of those, if I keep all my mana open to cast him, and then I end up having, casting a 1-drop instant, and then next turn I've got to decide again, okay, do I keep my mana open for him or not? So I don't know. I think that's an interesting one. I obviously don't play blue enough to value, open manas and doing that. I could see a deck where you've got lots of instants and things where this is good. When you've got 2 or 3 other instants to play, you can counter a spell, do a Behold the Multiverse, or do an Undersea Invader if they don't do anything. So I can see it. In this build, I think we got a good amount of snowlands. One of the advantages, or 2 of them really, was Spirit and Horizon Seeker. Both let us get some of those, get more of the snowlands out, to guarantee those. So prioritizing snowlands can be important, especially if you've got some snow themes. Definitely important for Frostpeak Yeti, Sculptor of Winter, Avalanche Caller, even Pilfering Hawk. and then of course the Spirit. So I could see first picking Spirit over some rares, maybe. Definitely over like a 3 seasons. I think it's better than Rootless You. At looking at as uncommons. Not sure about versus Lidyara. Again, thinking first pick of what keeps things open. Avalanche Caller, I don't know. I think I'd still take Spirit. Over that, I don't know on that. I think War Master versus Spirit. I want to put him on top, but he won't sit on top, I guess. Put him here. Well, he doesn't want to sit on top. Okay. War Master. Oh, I don't even know where he went. Over Spirit, I think, is a close. I think War Master as a solid 2/2. Oh, there he is. With upside as a first pick is really, really good. Go hard into elves. And maybe green-black, it looked like after the draft, maybe green-black elves is a little bit better for him. I don't think Spirit would be a bad pick over that as a 4-drop, but then you're kind of committing a little bit more to snow, or kind of banking on snow, which requires a lot more pickups and other synergies than just Elvish War Master is just a solid 2/2 for 2. The 2 cards we didn't get to play with in any of those games, Depart the Realm, which is just a bounce for 2 mana. I think can still be good. There were, I want to say, a couple of games and situations where bouncing a creature would have just helped us, or at least given us a little bit of breathing room. One of those probably we would have lost eventually anyways, and then one of those we did manage to win. So it's hard to say. And then Inga Rune Eyes, 4 mana 3/3 that scries 3 when it enters. Just sounds good. I am really sad we didn't get to use it. Scry anything bigger than 1, I think is superb. That's why I love Behold the Multiverse. Just because of the Scry 2. If it's Scry 1, it wouldn't be good. So I could see first picking this again as the best uncommon over it, but these are cards I'd like to get to play with at some point and see. And then just to give you at the end a glimpse again of what we left behind. I think Masked Vandal is fine as like a sideboard card to bring in against a really heavy artifact or enchantment deck like Runes or something. I don't see it doing enough. I guess it can get rid of some sagas, some other things. Herald, I mean, I still think he's good, but you want to be in that maybe black-green elf warrior deck. Rune of Might definitely could have given us some trample and some things. That's the one thing we noted earlier that I definitely would say this deck lacked reach, right? So trample, evasion, some way to kind of close out the game. So trample being a big one that I would love to maybe prioritize the Rune of Might a little bit more. The fight, again, like so many things, like the Depart the Realm, probably would have been useful at times, would have given us some breathing room. I don't know ever would have made the difference. And I think in any of those situations, like I said before, the Depart the Realm would have given us more breathing room than the struggle. Just because if once he had creatures, or once they had creatures that were bigger than us, fighting them gets a little bit sketchier. And Depart the Realm just works on anything non-land permanents. And that. So, did I miss having that? I don't think so. Maybe cut Behold the Multiverse for it, but I think we had plenty of creatures. Maybe we needed to cut a creature for like a struggle or another depart. Not sure. As I said, I'll wrap this up. I know we're getting long here. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Clearly, we could have done better. This was maybe a D draft. Not my best work. I think it was a solid deck that we put together, and I think we had some ideas. And for not knowing the set and really being the first official draft with the timer and having to make some kind of decisions or getting those auto picks from the timer, might have made a couple of differences in some of those picks and done that. So, but until next time, thanks for checking this series out. Leave me a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel to see more stuff, and we'll see you guys next time.